That's one thing I have to say. Falcom better increase the stability of the game, because it should not be running at a low FPS on that scene.
What you see before you is an outline of Operation Mille Mirage, our response to Operation Jormungand.
Huh.
I knew it.
It doesn't stray too far from what we'd expected, but even so...
Seeing it all laid out like this makes it overwhelmingly real.
I get that a plan this crazy is probably our only hope, but still, we're really gonna do this, huh?
The Empire has drastically increased its military might, due largely in part to the draft. Current estimates number their forces at 1.2 million strong, and that figure will only rise before the fighting actually starts.
Jeez, that's a lot of people.
On the other hand, Calvard's military can barely scrape together 800,000, at most. Even if they try to boost their ranks with a draft of their own, that probably won't go over too well, judging by their last election.
Not to mention the huge difference in weapons and resources between the two countries. In terms of both aerial combat fleets and core tank units, Erebonia has a clear advantage, and that's without taking Panzer Soldats into account.
Yeah. There's no way the Verne Company's production line could even hope to keep up. What's more, the Empire now has an excuse to throw all the new technology it's been developing into this war.
With that in mind, it's entirely possible that the Civil War was nothing more than an opening move.
I agree. It seems likely. The same could be said of the orbital shutdown phenomenon, or even the 100 Days War. It is our belief that these events were simply set up, all to pave the way for Operation Jormungand.
That is a very long-term con to pull off.
Damn it. Those monsters.
And Mille Mirage is your plan for how to hold back Operation Jormungand. We have with us the Republican Army of Calvard, the Royal Army of Liberl, the Remiferian and Viceland armies, as well as troops from Le Mans and Orid, and even resistance cells acting out of Crossbell in Northumbria.
You intend to coordinate every one of these individual forces united under a single banner to suppress the Imperial Army from all sides.
It's true, surrounding a superior force is generally the best way to flank them.
That's exactly right.
I don't see how you push back their forces, though. Not unless you have significant naval advantages.
As you stated before, Calvard's armed forces total 800,000 strong.
There's some geographical concerns like the Nord Highlands and the mountains along the Liberland border, but the only way to defeat a force like this is to flank them and invade their heartland and force their main troops to double back. And you do that with a naval invasion.
The Viceland army should bring that number up by about 100,000.
The Principality of Remiferia is prepared to lend its aid as well, to the effect of approximately 80,000 troops. Add to that figure an additional 120,000 from the Kingdom of Liberl.
Further, we can count on receiving around 20,000 soldiers from Le Mans and Orid combined, as well as another 10,000 from Crossbell and Northumbria. And this is to remain off the record, but we're expecting roughly 30,000 in reinforcements from Arteria as well.
So the church is directly helping.
Naturally, we plan on bringing Jaegers into the fight too. We've been scouting out Jaeger corps big and small. All in all, I'd say we're looking at a good 40,000 extra soldiers.
Altogether a combined total of 1.2 million.
You have to remember the Empire has the Red Constellation and Zephyr,
Finally
so
putting us on even ground with Operation Jormungand.
numbers aren't everything. Tactics and equipment make a massive difference.
A war like this would stretch over almost half the continent.
Resistance cells from Crossbell, huh? That must be Sonia and the others.
Yeah, Muriel told me a bit about it, but...
Northumbria too? That have something to do with the movements we heard about there?
Yeah. The resistance there is made up of former members of the Northern Jaegers, who got absorbed into the Imperial Army.
And we got troops from Le Mans and Orid, too. That would be their defense forces, no?
That's right. We've actually known about their involvement for a little bit.
I have to say,
I'm surprised the High Seat of the Septian Church would choose to involve themselves so directly.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that
but
too.
Rosine mentioned something about this earlier, didn't she?
Yes. The Congregation for Divine Worship is likely deploying the Papal Guard as we speak.
The Imperial Army's technological superiority is undeniable, and we can't underestimate the threat Ouroboros poses either.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if Mick Byrne shows up at one of your flanks, that flank is literal toast.
Further, directing and coordinating all parties involved will prove a tremendously difficult task.
Not only that, but they've got 4 Divine Knights. They've got Rufus, they've got Cedric, they've got Aryan Road, and they've got, Rutger.
That is the purpose of our meeting, to determine who will serve as the key piece in our plan, the cornerstone upon which we can build our success. I present to you Cassius Bright, Lieutenant General of the Royal Army of Liberl.
I mean, if there's a tactical genius that can turn that situation around, it would be him.
And, as of today, Supreme Commander of Operation Mille Mirage.
I was gonna say, Aurelia's not a bad general, but considering how well he pushed back the Empire's counterattack during the 100 Days War, he's the obvious choice.
What?
Now that's what I call a power move.
A natural decision. Lieutenant General Bright did head the search and destroy operations against the cult in Crossbell.
Oh, he did that as well.
What's more, he can already boast having pushed back an Imperial invasion once before. He's the most brilliant tactician of our time, without a doubt.
I should have known.
So you've accepted the position then, Dad? Even after hearing everything that's going to happen as a result of this plan?
I have. This can truly be called the Great War, the likes of which mankind has never seen before.
World War II.
A war that will surely destroy the lives of all it touches, soldiers and civilians alike. Hundreds of thousands of lives. Worst comes to worst, we could see casualties in the millions.
Millions? Yeah, that's definitely possible. But at least it will keep the Empire from completely destroying everything.
Yeah, she has a point.
I think I speak for us all when I say this dreadful decision weighs heavily on our hearts. But there are stakes here far more dire than the invasion of Calvard itself. Namely, Erebonia's 2 Septarians, as well as its curse, which spreads further and further with every land it conquers.
It's all connected.
If we don't act soon, the Republic will fall to the Empire's advance, drowning the entire nation in its curse. It would then only be a matter of time before the surrounding countries fell as well, until finally all of Zemuria is in the curse's grasp. All for the sake of reviving the ultimate being, the Great One. This we must avoid above all else. If this dreadful decision is the only chance we have of saving our world, then so be it.
It's really hard to argue with him.
This whole catastrophe began in Erebonia. Though I can't personally agree to this plan, as a member of the Imperial family, I must allow it. Your Highness.
This is the consensus we have reached. I trust you understand now the reason we've gathered here.
There are a few things we must ask you now. Namely, if you accept the necessity of our plan. And furthermore, if we can count on your cooperation.
I'm sure you'd like some time to talk things over amongst yourselves, and with your other allies as well. But as you can probably tell, that's time we just don't have.
Members of the Bracer Guild, Special Support Section, Class 7, and Thor's Military Academy as a whole. We need your answers, here and now. How do you respond?
I'm gonna predict that they're all gonna refuse. That's my prediction, but they value individual lives too much to agree.
When it comes down to it, we, the Special Support Section, are just a single division of the CPD. We're in no position to defy the will of a nation, let alone 4. We understand the severity of the situation. But be that as it may, we can't, in good faith, lend our aid to
Figured
this
that
cause.
was gonna happen.
There has to be a better way to fix this mess we're in. And we won't back down until we figure out how.
Well said, Lloyd.
Not just to stop this war, but so that someday, Crossbell can take back its independence for good.
Attaboy.
I see.
You can count the Bracer Guild out of this deal, too. We're the supporting gauntlet of the common people. Their security and protection will always come first. But at the same time, we understand that you have to do this. So instead, we'll make sure to get in touch with our headquarters in Le Mans to organize an evacuation plan for all the citizens.
Attagirl.
And in the meantime, we'll look for our own way to resolve this. Just like the SSS.
Estelle
That's the Bracer
Bestel.
Guild's decision.
Estelle.
Ah.
Yeah, her voice is definitely mixed a bit too low, by the way. I can tell.
With so many of us still missing, we can't claim to speak for Thors as a whole. But we can, at the very least, tell you our decision as Class 7. Become the foundation of the world. In a sense, those words have shaped our class from the very beginning. A war this big is certainly one way to keep the curse in check. We could be a new foundation afterwards. One built over ruins and destruction. But this curse is not absolute. Though it sweeps across the nation, toying with our fate, there are still those who stand together to resist it. We've seen as much with our very own eyes. We need a plan to try and ensure the safety of the world as we know it. Mille Mirage can be that plan. But, like the Guild and the SSS, we choose to find a third path forward for ourselves. That means dealing with any incidents brought about by the curse, as well as the rivalries. Whether or not that's even possible, I don't know. Time is running out on us even as we speak. Yet still, we'll continue to tread forward, step by step. Because we owe it to Prince Olivert to find that third path he always strove to take.
Reen.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
The path Prince Olivert would have wanted.
I see.
My goodness. The naivete of youth never fails to astound me. And yet, as history shows us, it is precisely the young and foolish who bring change to the world.
I like President Rocksmith.
The same could be said of those not bound by duty or tradition. Come to think of it, Prince Olivert himself embodied every one of those qualities.
He most certainly did. And his spirit lives on in this next generation.
We have heard your convictions, clear and true. Operation Mille Mirage is already underway. But so long as you respect our position, we will respect yours in turn.
You're under no obligation to participate in our plan. That said, we'd appreciate your help wherever possible. That includes exchanging information, keeping civilians safe, and so on.
We certainly have more room to cooperate than Operation Jormungand does at the very least. You Bracers played a pivotal role in solving the incidents in Liberl, as did the Special Support Section in Crossbell. I eagerly await seeing what such seasoned heroes can bring to the table.
Thank you. We won't disappoint.
I don't know if I'd call us heroes exactly, but we'll help out in any way we can.
Oh, that suspense was killing me.
Poor
As
Machias.
grim as our circumstances are, we now know what our mission must be.
Machias, are you sure the pounding in your chest wasn't just the 14 cups of coffee you've clearly had today?
Right! We gotta do everything we can to stop this war before it begins. And even if it does, we'll just have to find a way to end it.
Right. Our first course of action is figuring out exactly what we can accomplish right now as members of Thors. I imagine the rivalries will play a key role in that.
Agreed.
You're all pretty gung-ho about this, huh?
How are you guys so relentlessly positive about everything?
I love Duvalie.
It really is the most annoying thing about them, isn't it?
I figured you guys would make some sort of appearance.
Wait a sec.
I know that voice.
It's him!
Enforcer number 0 of Ouroboros.
Campanella, show yourself.
Hi.
Sounds like things are coming along nicely over here. Quite the illustrious guest list you have here. I'm almost starstruck.
Indeed. It would seem the rumors weren't unfounded.
Oh, Maribel.
Belle! The new third Anguis of Ouroboros.
Lady Mildine, my greetings to you and all the leaders of the world gathered here today. I see a number of familiar faces and some new ones too. My, how delightful.
You must be Dieter Croesus' daughter. I've heard the rumors of what you've become.
A member of an international terrorist organization. Gracious me. The audacity of this woman.
Whoa, he really called it, huh, Lady Belle?
Ha, you're one to talk.
Shirley and Rutger. Of course they're gonna just show up.
This is some party you guys got going on.
She's still wearing the Thor's uniform?
Real swanky joint, too. Shame for you, Zephyr's here to crash it.
Shirley! You...
Boss! That means Zeno and Leo are here too, doesn't it?
Sure does. But hey, we're not done with the lineup just yet. Don't think things will go the same for you here as they did at the workshop.
Please excuse our intrusion.
Oh, Sharon.
Sharon.
George!
So you've come.
Lecter, it's really you.
In the flesh. Long time no see, ladies.
My lady, everyone, I apologize for interrupting such an important meeting.
She still calls Alicia my lady. That's a good sign.
You should have just kept the mask on, Angie.
If you're all quite finished, it's time I make the final introduction.
And, of course, Crown...
Your Highness.
Prince Cedric.
Cedric, why are you...
Ah, if it isn't my dear sister, Alphen, and Class 7. Your little stunt in leaves caused me no end of headaches.
You had it coming. That's what you get for getting Elise and Tio all wrapped up in your schemes.
That's simply how it works between us. You should understand this by now. The rivalries are no different. This particular matter has been entrusted to me, by Chancellor Osborne himself.
You're never gonna change, are you?
Consider this a little congratulatory visit from us, to celebrate the commencement of Operation Mille Mirage.
Were we just hacked?
Yep. They probably used the Society's astral code to infiltrate the system.
Courtesy of Belle and the Fool, I'd assume.
Sounds like we're in for a fair bit of trouble then, huh?
Yeah, they're coming.
Oh, well, this escalated quickly.
Damn. They brought Imperial warships. No, not quite.
This is the bridge. We have an emergency. We've got 8 Crimson ships approaching on our 9, and with them, a 280 Arch-class airship.
Great, they brought a Gargantua.
Damn. There's only one ship that friggin' massive.
You mean the one that appeared during the orbital shutdown?
Oh.
That's right. Ouroboros' pride and joy. The largest battleship in the history of mankind.
This ship.
The Crimson Ark. The Glorious.
Real bold of them to go at it in neutral airspace. Didn't somebody say Vita was keeping the barrier up even when she was gone? Oh, hi Gilbert. I thought Joshua destroyed that airship, though, in Sky 2. Or did he just destroy the engines? Of course, they could have also rebuilt it. Ouroboros does have a massive manufacturing capability. Alright. Hmm. Hmm. Oh boy. Oh, I get to play with Reen, Lloyd, Joshua in one group together? Okay. Unfortunately, this group doesn't have any CP regen capability, and is mostly, except for Elliot, a completely assault force. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the idea of busting through there with a bunch of high damage physical attackers, but at the same time, it's not balanced. Wow, this entire group is set up. So we have Estelle, Ren, Ellie, Tio, Duvali, Yuna, Altina. So you've got art attack and art support already. CP regen, definitely. Alright, well, I was wrong that I wasn't gonna have to fight a single individual. Apparently I'm gonna have to fight a lot of individuals. That's a badass group if I've ever seen one.
Now, shall we get going?
Best of luck, all of you. You guys be careful, okay?
Wait, what in the world's going on? Whatever it is, it looks like we got a real juicy scoop on our hands.
Put the camera down for once.
No, you don't.
I believe you all know what it is you must do.
Yeah.
We got this.
Just leave it to us.
Alright, with that said, let's kick some ass.
Now then, shall we move out ourselves? We are currently under attack by Ouroboros' enhanced Jaegers and members of the Red Constellation.
The Red Constellation, huh? Gonna be a real pain in the ass, especially with the Blitz there.
Gilbert's probably heading up the enhanced Jaegers. Not that he's anything to worry about. His archaisms might still give us some trouble, though.
But speak for yourself. I'll make sure that little errand boy regrets ever stepping foot in here.
Atta girl, Duvali.
Kurt, I'll be counting on you.
You got it.
Understood. We must stop His Highness.
Yuna, Altina, we're going to need your support as well. Of course! Let's do this, Ellie!
I'll give it my best.
All right, guys. It's time to begin our joint operation. Team A will go starboard. Team B, you head port.
Our current position is the rear side of the lower deck. Let's make our way up to the top deck. Take out any intruders you find along the way.
Right!
This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna have to do a decent amount of setting up, though.
This will be the perfect chance to put our teamwork to the test, huh? It's our time to shine, Reen. Let's go!
God damn it, they just know how to bring all these casts together at the same time.
Right. Show me what you've got, Lloyd.
Alright, gotta gear up literally everyone. Maybe I should have saved Samira. Okay, so... Seems like we don't have a main tank in this setup. We have Reen and Joshua, who are both extremely fast damage dealers. Lloyd should be the tank of this group. So he's just gonna want something that increases... Oh my lord! True Gladiator belt to True Gladiator headband? Jeez. Alright, well, let me go ahead and reset... not Joshua. Reset him to be the evasion tank. Alright, he's got the Shining Star crest. There we are. He's been set up already. Eustace. Give him a deep ochre as well. Do. Yeah, go crit right here. He is relatively vulnerable to status ailments, but I think I can live with that. Prevents faint, and prevents feast, petrify, and faint. So she's a damage dealer. Prevents petrify, death blow, delay, vanish, fast art attacker. She's got a True Gladiator belt. Oh yeah, she's set up for physical tanking. She's got the Grail Locket. I don't think anyone who's in the reserve squad will need to be equipped. Alright, let me go ahead and reset this. So... let's see. So he's got Brigid Keeper. Yeah, he's set up mostly for defense, which is fine. Zephyr Tempest. Crit rate. Yeah, he's set up fine. Elliot. I want Elliot again set up for this. Yeah, you get Recuria for that, and Breath. And Cannon will make Breath go over a wider area, and you've got Holy Breath, Golden Sphere, Galleon Fort, Cast 2, Impassion. With Cannon, you don't really need Tira, but... could be useful. Yeah, I'd rather have that than the other things he's got. Everyone else there is set up. I'm gonna say, he's set up with... Oh, I'm gonna set him up with Emblem. Gungnir Tempest, Scorpio Minotauro, Sirius Gungnir, Emblem Brigid. We don't have a single Mobius user, now that I think about it. Maybe Ash can be that Mobius user. Yeah, she's got Mobius, and then... Curia, Tira, Crystal Edge. Okay, that should be all of them set up. Of course, now I need to set up the tactics a little bit. Get these guys out of the way. There we go. To make sure there's nothing new I can get via trading, probably not. Let's say those guys should be well set. You guys are set. Elisa... I was gonna say, Laura could use a new weapon, sure, but I don't think you'll be using Laura. Guess Elliot could use this upgrade. So could use this and Crow. How about over here? I would lower Elisa's speed, but I think it's worth it. I don't want to lower her movement. Make sure we're set on ingredients. I wonder if the, No, I don't see... I was hoping the people from the SSS would be able to cook, but... I still can't make level 3 orbs? Are you kidding me? Eh, whatever. Alright, I'm gonna switch to the second team and arrange their formation, and then I'm going to take a bit of a break. It's been a long day of me playing this game. So let's see. I think I either want Yuna or Altina in the squad and Duvali in the squad. Because these three combined are all mostly art attackers. So I think I'm going to have Duvali and Altina. See. I want Yuna in there for tanking mostly because she's got so much HP. Like, every one of these characters is useful. And Estelle and Yuna already fill out the physical attacker, so that sort of puts Duvali in a bad spot. I do want to use Letu and Ren. Let's say Duvali over here, and... who else is... yeah, high speed and decent movement. Ren. I wish formation had a slightly bigger effect on how things worked. Alright, so it should be good on that squad. Let me just set the link up properly. I think I want to link Lloyd and Reen together. Just, you know, for lulz. Oh, they're already linked. Perfect. Alright, I think that is a good place to end things off. I say that, I'm probably going to take a half-hour break and then come right back to play until midnight, because of course, this is the culmination of Act 2. How can I not want to play?